Oh, one moment. One moment. I did something wrong.
How dare you?
Alright, it's fixed. We're good now.
How's the audio doing?
Good. That was the thing I had to fix because it wasn't picking up anyone in the call.
Oh,
Uh,
alright. Welcome. We're probably gonna end close to 8 today if, I have to go to feed my neighbor's cat. But for now, we'll continue on. Last time, y'all had finished or actually started and completed the fight against the Dorga, which you had been asked to do because someone was missing. And there was a giant mess over towards the north of Mogah because there's been a lot of creatures running rampant lately. And unfortunately, as you discovered going through another quest before that, there was something that appeared to be BOS infected in the nearby area to the north. So, after Mr. Cain went missing, going out with a party to the north, you all had suspected that he was probably confronted with that creature and went out to go take care of it.
indeed.
And luckily, you were able to do so. So yeah. Did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just co-signing and saying it. Indeed. Apologies.
Yeah. Um. So once you had taken care of the Dorga, nothing too crazy. Well, actually, no. Scratch that. Homie did the thing that Marliana did that she was told not to do. Um.
What I do? I don't remember what I did. What I do?
Uh-huh. You don't?
I actually don't.
Yeah, homie doesn't remember his actions. He only will have to deal with the consequences.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be dealing with the consequences. Um. So Marliana was told previously by, why am I not remembering her name?
Sarsha, Zara, both of us I think told her.
Zara. Uh, Marliana was told previously by Zara to not use her soul release or soul zone because she was not ready to do it. And she was given a book about how to train those things outside of combat while not using it directly.
Mm-hmm.
And Homie was witness to this. And yet Homie said, I go boom boom, and activated his soul zone?
I think it was a soul release. This is a soul release, I think. But yeah.
Soul release. Okay.
Don't matter. Shouldn't have been doing it.
Homie activated his soul release and is now reaping the consequences. Which are very bad. But y'all were able to take care of the Dorga, including everybody's efforts. And luckily, nothing was consumed by Gathor either.
Yes. She did not consume
Uh,
anything that she shouldn't have.
Luckily, Felt also did not come to any harm. And the soldier that was with you at the beginning pissed his pants and fled. So
We don't really
you
know
have no
what
idea
happened
where
to
that
him.
guy is.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could be
No.
dead, and we have no idea. We assume he
Yeah,
went
y'all
because
have
he
no
ran
clue.
back the direction of the town. We assume he got back to town. We have no idea.
Man said nope.
I mean,
Um,
it's not our fault. Like he we told him to stay in the back and like it would be fine. He freaked out and ran. Like we're not responsible for what happens. Okay, Starsha's not thinking she's responsible for anything that happens at least.
Yeah, didn't Starsha have a little smile on her face at some point?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm? No?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't remember. I played the Lewis.
So yeah. With Homie doing that, Marliana luckily did not sustain anything crazy this fight. Starsha doing that. We're just waiting for Magellan to have his 12th wife. Or ex-wife, I'm sorry.
Ex-wife, yes.
True.
We ever
And
expanded
yeah, I mean, what can we say? For now, after you defeated the Dorga, you weren't able to find Cain nearby, but you were able to find a general trail of. No, actually, you didn't. You followed the trail to the Lalel Town because you wanted to go talk to them
There was like
and find out about.
we found like some
something.
Lalel. I had it in my notes somewhere, but we had found some Lalel like I guess instruments, not like music
Oh, yeah.
instruments, but like weapons and stuff like a spear and some other things. And we were curious if the Lalel had gotten because we weren't super close, but we weren't also super far from like their bounds. So we were like maybe they were in the area and picked Cain up, and with us not having really any indication of where Cain could have gone outside of that, we're like, hey, we need to go there anyway, so why not?
Yep.
Also,
And to Lalel Town you went.
indeed.
On the outskirts of Lalel Town, there was someone guarding the entrance, and that individual has introduced themselves to you as Silvertail, and really told you that they love clothing.
Yep. What was it? The flower crown? They asked if we like flower crowns.
Yeah. And Silvertail was able to, after their rant, take you to the tent after you described that you were looking for someone. You described what Cain looked like and who he was. And Silvertail took you to the tent where Cain was being treated. And you found out when you got there and saw him visibly that he was okay, that he had been shot with an arrow by someone who
Oh right, the crossbow bolt
might
thing.
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
We didn't know who it was. I don't think he told us if he. I don't know if he told us, because I don't have any notes that says that he told us who it was. He just said he got shot, like snuck, and someone shot him in the back, and it was like a lightly BOS or something laden arrow or something, or poisoned arrow.
Yeah. So Felt actually did tell you a little bit about who she thinks it is.
Right. It was like I remember.
I think she gave you
it
a
was
name.
The one person. Yeah, it was Dale or something. It was the one
Dale,
person
yeah.
that she said she didn't like, and that was like a notable thing because Felt has not told us ever. She's never indicated she dislikes anyone. So that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she doesn't like this person. They must be scum.
Who is this Dale?
Yeah. I don't think we've met them either, right? From what I remember.
No, you've not met Dale yet. You've
'Cause
not had the pleasure.
Yeah, first I was thinking maybe Kramer, but she said that wasn't the same person, so. Was that the name? Kramer? The first person we met at the dock with her?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kramer is the tradesman.
Yeah, tradesman, that was it. The Dale is like the harbor master or something.
Yeah,
Whatever that is, deck ship person.
Yes.
He's the
Gale
ship
is in
person.
charge of the he's the shipwright.
Ah, okay. I mean, alright, okay. But yeah, we never met him, or at least have not yet.
Ah.
Hmm?
Hi, Eli. Eli's in the audience.
Oh yeah, he's listening in for now.
All right. So yeah, the last thing that happened was you all had visibly seen that Cain was okay, and you were also introduced to the chieftain of this Lalel Town, whose name is Sharptooth.
Yes, Sharptooth. Sharptooth.
And Silvertail is going to. We can start from I think you talked to Silvertail a little bit, Starsha, about
Oh,
possibly
right.
knowing anything about Gthor's condition.
It was Sharptooth and Silvertail because it was as we were leaving.
Okay, yeah.
I think I said that I think I had talked with them, talked around the issue because I didn't want to say who it was yet, because trust issues and Starsha, you know, go
Yeah.
together very commonly. But I think she was gonna talk to Gthor that night before the morning, or before the morning, and then go and meet out with them again, depending on what Gthor said. Basically, if Gthor
Right.
was okay with her condition being mentioned to them, Starsha was going to ask about it. Because I think Sharptooth said that they would need to see the person to know anything.
Yeah, they would
And
need to be able to examine them.
yeah, examine them, and he was like, "Oh, well, that. Give me a moment. Let me cook for a moment and see if that can happen." So, whenever that would happen, I will approach Gthor about it.
Excellent. For now, is there anything? Let's assume that y'all are starting right now in the tent where Cain is. And Silvertail is with you along with Sharptooth. Sharptooth is still attending to Cain's injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Gthor is outside of the tent. I think someone was putting the parts that you do have outside the tribe.
That was Homie that was doing
Border
that because
and
of
burying
our
it.
accidental bringing infested materials into the camp. Yeah.
Okay.
Homie was doing that. I guess we would just wait till
Alright.
Homie got back. Just before we did it, because it's late at night, right? Because we got back like real late.
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty
got
late.
home. So, in that case, I'll go. If Sharptooth's taken care of, so Cain is taken care of, right? Oh yeah, we did
Cain's
figure out the
fine.
bear town. It was Black Bear. I already have the parts on my sheet. Don't worry, Marliana. So if Cain's fine. That's part of that figured out. We can't really communicate back with the town at the moment, though. We'd have to go there. In that case, I'll talk with. Yeah, I mean, unless Magellan, is there anything you want to do? If not, then I'll talk with Gthor now. Might as well get it out of the way.
No, I got nothing.
Alright. Oh, you know what?
Okay.
Starsha's
Yeah,
gonna
we have
ask...
Marliana's questions.
Yeah, Starsha's gonna ask you, Magellan, while Homie's gone for a second, to go and try and see if we can find a place to sleep. Because Homie needs to rest. We don't really know how long he's gonna have this issue, but I'd assume, like, at least a few days. So, we need to find a place that we can rest. Possibly a place that Homie could rest. I mean, we're in like a medical tent area, right?
Yeah.
Can Yeah, Magellan, can you go see if how much it would cost for us to have like Homie stay here and rest for like a day?
Sure, why not?
Cause like if he can rest in like a medical area, I'm sure he'll get through with his condition quicker. Same with Marliana too, since she technically has it as well. But Marliana's probably gonna go sooner because she had hers from like a day ago versus today.
So, try to see how much it will cost for two people to be in the hospital.
Probably, yeah. Though
Okay, gotcha.
I imagine Marliana's gonna fight on that one because she's not one for like sitting down. Yeah, you did get the injury too, but yours is quick. Is like going to be not as long since it's been a day. I don't think he has it for long. I can go check, but I think it was it like 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
Really? And then like the rest
Yeah,
of
it
it
was.
double it and stuff. So at most it was gonna
let
be
me
like
see if I
2
can
days.
find the roll.
Uh, I thought it was 3, but don't quote me on that exactly.
I think it is 3.
I don't know if I have any notes on this. No.
I think I found the rule. I think it is 3.
Okay, so it's 3. So, assuming all things, it would be 2 for Marliana right now, 3 for him.
Yep.
So yeah, 2 people. I can, if you want to do that, you can do that first, or I can talk to Marliana, Githor first. Up to you.
I guess I'll talk to the people and see how much it's gonna be.
Cool.
All right. Magellan, we'll go ahead and do you first, and then afterwards, I'd like to put in Marliana's questions to Silvertail.
Cool.
And then we can do Githor and Starsha, which should be pretty quick.
Yeah, I imagine. Also, question: when I tab over for people looking at the stream right now, when I tab over to my sheet, it doesn't like glitch out the stream or anything, right? It's still showing like the Roll20 page.
Yeah, I've only seen the Roll20 page.
Okay, just making sure, because like when I tab out, it on Discord it like makes the screen not show anymore, so I actually don't know if like what's showing is the Roll20 page or something else. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to ask before I was messing the stream up the entire time and never knowing.
Is there a chat for this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there is. Okay.
Chat. Yeah.
All right. Magellan, where would you like to try first? If you exit the tent, you'll see that the area for the medical facilities is filled primarily with tents, and that there are a few folks, going in and out of those tents, carrying supplies, or looking like they're trying to go somewhere to take care of somebody. Everybody seems to be in pretty quick pace. And the primary demographics that you're witnessing right now is predominantly Lizardkin, Lupin, and Kitsune. You'll see a few of those, most of those scattered around, and then occasionally you'll see a fiend, but it's not very often.
I see. Let's see. I guess who's the I don't know who's the person in charge of overseeing patients. I don't know.
Let's see if I can find it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right. I wouldn't say that this is particularly contained within a district. I think the medical part is mostly in its own area. I can't. I would say the one person who's probably mostly in charge is, you would assume, Sharptooth,
Doesn't make sense.
because everybody who's like walking in and out of tents looks very very similarly dressed. No one particularly stands out. And there's nobody appearing to like loiter or give orders to anybody. Everybody appears to be doing what is expected of them without any guidance.
I see, I see. Well, I guess I'll approach the truck booth and be like, excuse me, I got a question.
All right. Would you like to say that to the nearest possible person, just like the nearest possible whoever's available?
You know what? Yeah, there's this. Yeah.
You will see that a lizardkin stops. The lizardkin appears to be dressed in a medical robe, medical attire that is intended to get dirty and be washed frequently. And they don't have a lot of jewelry or anything, and you can't tell whether they're predominantly presenting as male or female. They just appear to be non-gender specific. And you will walk up to them and say, "Excuse me," and the lizardkin will turn to you and say, "Yes, yes, I'm in a hurry. Can I help you?"
How much to put 2 people in hospital bed?
For what?
They seem to be how do I explain it? Very indisposed, exhausted. About that.
Do you think they'll require a lot of attention?
They just need a lot of rest.
Okay, okay. 3 gold apiece.
10 gold apiece?
No, 3.
3. Ah, thank God. Ah, deal.
You can throw in an extra incentives if you want, but I won't charge you that much.
Good, because I won't feel judged. Anyways, he's gonna he's gonna sorry. Basically taking that information and he's gonna like see about like getting those accommodations for Homie and Marliana.
Alright. The lizardkin will lead you to a tent and will open it up and beckon you in to follow. Like, come on, come on.
Yeah, he follows.
When you enter the tent, you are hit with the smell of alcohol. Not drinking alcohol like beer or wine. You're hit with the smell of, like, it's vodka. It's pure proof vodka. Like, oh my god. Medical grade. Medical grade alcohol.
Gotcha.
And there's someone in the back of the tent on the opposite side of you, just very lightly. Uh, just moaning in the background. The Lizardkin that has led you into this tent will gesture to two beds on the ground and say, "All right, you can put them here. Uh, I'll make sure that they're attended to. Who am I looking for?
Oh, say the last part again.
Who am I expecting to be in these beds?
It's gonna be a guy named Homie and another person named Marliana. A couple of weird individuals, but they'll be all right.
What do they look like?"
Okay. You know, this is a mix of me not having my full mental faculties, but I guess Magellan would say this. Magellan would be like, you're gonna see like a fish lady, and you're also gonna see a giant dog man.
Close enough, yes.
The Lizardkin will purse their lips together, or what they have of lips, and will narrow their eyes a little bit and say, "All right, very well. Thank you for the description. You could pay here if you want," and they'll hold out their hand, and they'll say, "I'll make sure they're attended to."
Or say the last part one more time.
They'll make sure you're attended to, or they're attended to. That's what they said.
Okay, cool. And then like Magellan will just give you a head nod. It's just I guess he'll just be on his way.
The Lizardkin is still holding out their hand for the payment.
Oh right, I'm paying them. Right. See Magellan like he was like, oh wait, hold on. He goes in his pockets one by one, and he pulls out 6 gold. Right?
Too much.
Yeah.
Again, feel free to put them in the beds when you like. Thank you.
Copy that.
I can't believe you called Homie a dog. I mean, he is, but in a different type of way.
That man pisses on the floor.
I honestly don't know if that's true or not, but I'm gonna hope that that's not true.
I remember him peeing somewhere that wasn't a toilet, or shitting somewhere that wasn't a toilet. One of those things that was.
Did he? I know he stepped
not a
in
toilet.
shit, but I don't remember.
Was it possibly the ceiling?
Please God, don't make it be the ceiling.
I'm just. I don't know. I don't want to go down this road.
Just imagine waking up
No, I don't want to.
overnight. You see a pile of shit on the ceiling.
I
Hanging upside down.
I will.
That's grounds for somebody
strangle
being
him.
terminated. Somebody's gotta get terminated after that.
Oh.
Homie
All right,
would be
well-
getting a child harness from there on out, and he would be constantly monitored. Like, no, you're not. You've lost your privileges for the foreseeable future to move as a normal person.
You must be monitored at all times.
Yeah, actually.
Put him on a leash.
Yep. Mm. All right. Ah, yes, Marliana's
Okay.
questions.
Yes.
I only read
So-
the first two, ironically. I should read the other ones. Well, I mean, they're about to come up, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Alright. Marliana is going to wave very politely to Silvertail and say, May I ask you a few questions? And Silvertail will say, yes, yes, of course. Sorry, I forgot what voice I used for Silvertail. Um,
I don't
yes,
think
yes,
that was
of
too
course.
dissimilar. Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think it was. I was close.
I love having to recall every single voice that I've ever used
Look,
for any
this is the
character.
whole like. The more you do it, the more you get to feel it out. All right, you get to
Ugh.
like. This is the start where you get to feel out how you want to do the voice. All right.
I'm trying to make her not like Felt, is
I
the
mean,
thing.
Felt.
Or
Okay,
like
so
Silvertail
Felt's
not like
more
Felt.
like cutesy. Silvertail was more
Yeah.
excitable. That was,
Yeah.
I guess, the difference. I picked up on it.
Yeah.
In the voice.
That's definitely what I was going for. Alright. Silvertail will respond with, yes, yes, of course. Yes, yes, of course. How can I help you? What's going on? And Marliana will say, I just had a few questions for you. Um, you had mentioned about, the things you like, and you mentioned that you like clothes. Uh, were you the one that made all of your clothing? Uh, because if so, I'd really love to see what you've made. Silvertail will respond with, "Oh yes, I actually have made all of my clothing, and I'm so glad you asked because I love making clothing so much. It's my favorite thing ever to do. And all of my outfits I make every season, they're all new. Um, and I just love it. It's so fun." Mariana will respond with, "That's so cool because I love making clothes too. Um, are you a scale shaper, maybe? Um, do you make weapons too, or do you just make clothing?" And Silvertail will respond with, "I am a scale shaper, but I don't really normally dabble in weapons. I do make some, but they're not the same quality as my clothes. Be honest. Uh, yeah.
Hmm. Question: am I nearby during this conversation? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay. I am noting certain things. Okay, I was the one that
Starsha's over
mentioned.
there like, ah, yes, which useful pawn can I make, to
Hey,
do
listen.
certain things?
I'm people. Everyone has their resourcefulness. Okay. I'm just gauging what this person's might be. I mean, if they like making clothes, Marliana is wearing like basically ill-fitting like rags of clothing they wore like years ago. They could use a little bit of a touch-up.
But also, Marliana is fish. Fish do not require that much clothing.
Still.
Fish.
Yeesh.
For real, I'm sizing her up now to see how useful she'll be, but also out of general curiosity. Alright. The next question that Marliana had was, well, I'm sorry to hear that your weapons aren't as good as your clothes, but your clothes are really good. And it sounds like you've learned a lot about your cultural values from living here in this town. And speaking of living in this town, I I've seen a few folks with small beasts that are like on their shoulders or like flying near them or just walking beside them. Is that normal here? And Silvertail will respond with, actually, yeah, that's something really common here in this tribe. We have a beast bonding ceremony that takes place, and it's part of how you become a full-fledged um, member of this society. And everybody gets, well, I'm assuming everybody who wants to be, part of this town gets a beast that's bonded to them, and they will live their lives together until one of them passes on. It's a really important ceremony. And before you ask, I don't have bonded beast yet myself. But that's because I'm focusing on me, and I'm focusing on my passions, and I'm waiting for the right one,
Can I mood that?
Sure.
I'm just curious.
Chat, I'm calling bullshit.
I mean, I'm not necessarily calling bullshit. 16 plus, I think 6. Unless I boosted it. And actually, I might have boosted it. One sec. Wait, this isn't my sheet. Oh, my sheet's on the others. Right, it's on my TV. Spiritual insights come to me. It is a 7 now. I didn't add the +1 like I should have. My bad.
Damn.
So 20. What would that be? 23.
Yeah.
I know math.
Math. Math. I use a calculator for everything.
But yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying. Okay. I want to clarify. This is not me saying bullshit. This is Starsha. This is me thinking. Is there more to it than what they're implying? Like, does the cadence in which they're giving this information sound like there is more to this? Kind of like how felt when she was very, like, saying, like, how she wanted to be, like, helpful. There was, like, a bit of this kind of self-loathing and mixture of, like, wanting to prove that, there was something about it that felt, like, uneasy about it. I'm just curious if that's the same way with this person. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So, with your role, I will say that you definitely get the sense that your intuition is correct, and that there is something being left out. And you get the sense that at least part of the statement was true, but your instincts are screaming that there is something much larger and much more important that Silvertail is not mentioning about her response.
So, they said, if I recall, what they said was about the animals thing, is that, like, to be a full-fledged member of the tribe, do they mean, like, regularly part of the tribe, or, like, hunters, or like, beast tamers, or something like, is that, like, a special role that they serve in the tribe, or is it, like, to be a member at all with this tribe, you need to have a animal companion of some sort?
So, you have the Alto Laltel, like,
oh, right, yeah, I have the
knowledge, right?
The knowledge skill, yeah.
Okay.
Remnant Tune, Alto Laltel, yes.
With that, you will know that in this culture of Lalel, it is very important that you have a bonded beast of some kind, because it demonstrates your understanding and adherence to the ancestral calling of a particular path into the other Alto ancestors.
Right, the washi path stuff thing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it is almost required to have a bonded beast to be recognized as someone from the tribe who understands and adheres to that ancestral calling. But it is not like a hard requirement. It's just very much the way of the society.
But it's important to
And
the culture.
yeah.
Alright, I'm putting some stuff down. And they said they do not have one yet because they were focusing on themselves and their own whims.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, Silvertail said they were focusing on themselves and their passions, and they were waiting also for the right creature to come along to bond with.
Okay. Does that part, does that sound like normal? Like, I guess it would be that they would probably look for, like, the right one, so to speak, and whatever that means in their culture. Like, the whatever calls to them. Okay. Alright. Just noting. You can continue. I just wanted to note some things on my sheet.
All right. Marliana will respond with, "Oh, well, you're a hunter though, right? I mean, just because you don't have a bonded beast doesn't mean that you're not a hunter and you're still doing your job." To which Silvertail will reply, "Yeah, I'm a hunter, definitely. I pull my weight around here, God goodness knows. But yeah, yeah." Marliana will say, well, what kind of hunter are you? And do you go outside often? Isn't it dangerous without a bonded beast around here? The Silvertail will respond with, "I have to see which kind of hunter they are. Hump da dump da." Silvertail will reply with, "I mostly handle odd tasks throughout the village. I am not beholden to one particular hunter type. I kind of take care of what needs to be done, you know? And it's not really that dangerous outside, you know, as long as you know how to handle yourself, but generally, like, I try not to go outside too much because I don't want to ruin my clothes. I work really hard on them, and I know that they're supposed to be, like, good for combat, but, you know, sometimes I just don't want to risk it. Especially with everything going on outside right now. Oh my gosh. There's so many creatures going crazy. Sorry." And she looks over to Cain and just kind of, like, covers her mouth, or covers their mouth a little bit and says, "Ooh." And yeah, Silvertail will end with, "Yeah, so, like I said, I do what needs to be done. And that's that." Marliana will nod. Say, "Okay."
I had.
Marliana wants to
Oh yeah, you saw it.
roll.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you saw the comment.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll for you. Would you like me to roll, or would you like Starsha to roll for you?
You could also roll in the dice roller chat too, unless you're not able to. What does either no mean? Or saying, do you mean no, you can't roll in the chat right now?
Okay.
Okay, I'll roll then.
Okay.
I imagine it's soul sensing, right? This is the one thing.
Marliana wants to see how strong she may be, or what her
17
strengths may
plus,
be.
let me check Marliana real quick, but I think 17's probably enough for whatever gauging this is, but I believe this is the thing where you gauge like it's like the ratio of threat level to the same to what you are.
Yeah. I would imagine that
I'm gonna pull it up. It's either on chapter 10 or chapter 3. I'm gonna pull it up though. On chapter 3 real quick. Oh no, you don't have tabs. I have to scroll all through your document. It's not that bad. Still scrolling. All right, 14. It's soul sensing, right? I don't think you have an advanced skill for this. No, you don't. Okay, so just soul sensing. That's a -1. I see. So what did I get? 17.
Rid of the -1. Didn't she get rid of the -1?
Not on soul sensing, from what I'm seeing.
Oh no.
So it is a 16, but I think it's still fine. I'm checking chapter 3 right now. This is a... Let me go to soul sensing. I smell something sweet cooking. Like cookie or cupcake sweet. There it is.
Oh, don't make me want to snack. Oh my god.
Sense spiritual aura. Yeah, here it is. Alright, so you begin to use your spiritual senses to try to ascertain an entity's spiritual capabilities or otherwise by identifying its aura, power, emissions. The target must be within 60 feet, she, I assume, is. And you must either see them or already sense their presence, potentially via the sense power action, which she's looking at them. I assume that's not a need here. Soul sensing check against it is against a DC of 12 or the target's energy concealment passive. If they are actively or otherwise passively concealing their energy. I assume I have no idea, but would they be?
All right. Silvertail would most definitely not be.
Okay, in that case, it's a 12, which means she beat it. So, on a success, you sense the creature's general spiritual or otherwise prowess comparable to your own. You don't need to tell us the number, but these are the criteria. A creature is considered weak if the creature is character level or threat level is lower than your character level by more than 3 levels. Similar if it is equal or no lower than 3 levels. Strong if it is no more than 2 levels higher than your own. And dangerous if it is above 3 to 6, and beyond if it is past 6. I would be very surprised if it is beyond. This is like the same thing with Zera, basically, where it's like, basically you gauge based on the ratio of their threat level to your own.
Zera dangerous.
Zera would be in beyond, I'd imagine, from what I know. She's past
Zera would be, oh hell no.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd assume probably similar to strong. What is it? Similar is equal to or no lower than 3 levels from your own character level. Strong is a character level that is no more than 2 levels above yours.
Okay. Let me see something. Boop, 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 boop. Wait. Oh god.
Are you trying to find their threat level? It should be.
I'm trying to find their level.
It should be on their creature sheet. It should say like threat level.
So I'm looking on the sheet right now. There's
probably the last thing.
Abilities.
Right before abilities, there should be a thing where it has like the saves and all that other stuff for like a creature. The last thing in that list should be the threat level.
Okay. So Silvertail is of similar strength to you, Marliana.
Also, Marliana is probably obviously staring them up and down, sizing them up. I'd imagine I mean, I'd be curious as well, but I imagine I would be a little bit more discreet than Marliana, who is like doing the like poking their muscles and like looking at them up and down.
So,
we already know Marliana has
unironically,
no sense of fucking what is the word? I can't. The word's escaping me, but yeah,
self-restraint?
Not self-restraint. When someone's like no sense of personal space. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no sense of personal space. If Felt has anything to say about it.
I need you. Silvertail, upon Marliana looking Silvertail up and down, Silvertail will do almost like a self-training where they like shuffle their clothes around, they ruffle them a little bit, they like play with their hair a little bit. Yeah, they look like they're enjoying the attention.
I guess that's okay. I'm not gonna say anything, but if Marliana seems satisfied and is not going to do a pull a Felt and start being more awkward than normal in terms of touching people, then Starship's gonna let that continue. They seem like they're hitting it off, and Marliana needs someone to talk to that's not Starship right now. So she is going to leave them to it. Maybe give a slight mention to Silvertail once more that Starship is interested in her making clothes, or them making clothes for Marliana at some point.
Okay.
And they would be in that. I would say Starship would be, I am willing to pay as well, so do not worry about the price. And that would be the last thing she says before walking out to go see Gethor.
As you walk out, Magellan comes in the tent.
Oh, she look over at Magellan. Were you able to secure some arrangements for the two spiritually tired individuals here?
Indeed, for 6 gold.
Kind of thanks. I guess it makes sense that it would be somewhat cheap. Well, I have another thing as well. This doesn't happen in the morning, but the sooner the better. After talking with, just in case you don't remember, we talked with Sharptooth about like potentially sending aid to Mogah. Sharptooth, they didn't seem too against the idea, but there was some indication there was some history between them and the locals. So
yes,
I don't know if they affirmed like they would help or if they needed something from us before they would do that, but that's something that Starship does plan on asking Sharptooth either tonight before we all snooze or in the morning immediately about that. Especially if there's an indication that this Dale individual in the town might be like slightly involved with all of the events happening here, BOS or otherwise. So yeah, if there was no affirmation there, she'll just say to Magellan, we'll see about if we're going to receive some assistance. In the meantime, however, find a good place to rest for us, and I'll meet you over there. I need to ask Thor about something before I go talk again to Sharptooth.
Oh, alright.
And then she will walk outside to Thor.
Gethor is on the ground, on all fours, sniffing the grass.
Is she in her human form?
Yes.
She's going to slowly approach and just kind of lightly tap with her tail Gethor's side.
Gothor looks up at you like, I don't know, just like a crazy little puppy.
Githor, why are you sniffing the ground?
She'll stare at you and do the snake stick her tongue out and back in thing.
She just kind of massages her forehead for a moment. Githor, I need you to sit up for a moment. I need to ask you something.
She will stare at you for a moment and then try to skitter away.
No, she's gonna like, as she tries to get her away more, she's gonna like, slightly like, shift a little bit closer and like, try to put her tail in the way of her movement and like, kind of stop her from moving away. Do I need to roll something to try to like, stop her?
She'll stop, so you don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
But she will start sniffing your tail.
Githor, what are you... Never mind. Githor, I need your attention.
She continues sniffing your tail.
Githor. She'll like look at her a bit more. She'll move her tail like closer to her to like get her attention towards her, send her mass, and she's like, Githor, it's about your condition.
As soon as you mention that, she just kind of stops and looks at you. She's still on the floor though.
She's given up on her sitting up. She's just gonna talk to her on the floor right now. Githor, there's a chance that the people here might know something potentially that could help you. In that case, are you willing to let them try and see if they might be able to help with that?
She will nod vigorously.
She nods to her. Githor, I understand that you're excited with the new environment, but please try to keep your composure somewhat as she looks at her on the ground. That means no nibbling on anything, no odd sniffing of individuals or the ground. She looks down. Does she say anything?
She doesn't. She just looks at the ground where you look.
Alright. Magellan is, I believe, getting us some sleeping arrangements. Once he's done with that, please go with, actually, wait here a moment. She's gonna go back into the tent, and she's gonna try and get Sharptooth. Is Sharptooth still there with Cain?
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna walk over to Cain and kinda, not Cain, to Sharptooth, and give, them a, kind of a slight tap on the shoulder. Like, excuse me.
Yes.
I have the individual that you are. The one I mentioned from before, that we might need a little assistance with. They're outside,
Ah,
if you wanted to look at them. Or have someone look at
yes.
them. They are a bit, I should warn you, they are a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite... Instead of thinking the word. No, she's not gonna say that. They are a bit difficult. But I assure you they don't mean any harm. They just might... You might need to repeat some instructions to them. And they can be a bit skittish.
Very well. That's understood given the condition.
She nods.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have somebody meowing at me.
Ah.
Hello? Did you just wake up from your nap? Oh, you
Yeah.
did.
Yes, I did.
The first words that he said was, "Think Thor's crazy." You know that she's
Start
touchy
to-
about that word.
Crazy.
Crazy.
She is touchy about that word.
We don't use the C word, okay?
She got called the C word frequently in her old tribe.
Right. It's a soft issue for her, okay?
I'm
But
thinking
yeah.
of another C word.
Damn!
Oh well, not her, but
Oh, we're thinking of Sarah, then yeah, I can think of a word as well. But no, yeah, she'll take them over there to
Alright.
to see how they're doing. Hopefully they're not, I don't know, trying to like nibble on someone, or I don't know.
Thor is now sitting cross-legged in the grass, just kind of twirling a blade of grass in between her fingers.
Okay, that's better than
He
what she was
sees
doing before.
Sharptooth. She will see Sharptooth approach and look up at him and blink a few times. Sharptooth will do their thing. Is my keyboard awake?
Your keyboard? Oh, there you go. 15.
I'm doing the session today on my Steam Deck, so
Oh. Huh.
yeah.
Today's session at Dreamboard is sponsored by Steve.
She just flexed on us.
But yeah,
I
15
decided that I
diff lessons.
wanted to install Visual Studio Code on my Steam Deck in a moment of passion.
Ah.
15. Sharptooth will. Also, I'm hearing myself in the background.
I am as well.
It might be me.
Oh, it might be, yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, never mind. It is definitely, I think it is, Homie.
Fair enough.
Testing, testing. I don't hear me. Lily?
all right. I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay. Sharptooth will hold his hand out or hold their hand out, and you can tell that Sharptooth is testing the spiritual waters, so to speak. And eventually Sharptooth will take their hand back and put it to their side. And they will crouch down to Guthor and ask them ask her a question. Sharptooth will ask, were you always like this? Or, sorry, were you always like this? To which Guthor will shake her head. Sharptooth will stand up and will face Starsha and will say, I don't think this is something I can help with.
Damn. I'm not saying that, but I'm thinking in my head, damn. I wish I had a feeling, but it was worth a shot. So she'll just kind of nod and she'll say, "That's all right. I had a feeling that would be the case. In any case, thank you for at least looking at her. On
Sharptooth will nod.
top of that, though, I had a few, well, from our discussion earlier about Mogah and the like. You mentioned having some history with them. It didn't exactly sound favorable either.
Yes. Sorry, I'm reading.
Yeah, it's fine.
As I.
She's gonna kind of like hearing that kind of emotion, or she'll kind of say, so earlier when I mentioned potentially providing aid to them, you didn't seem against it, but you did seem, I guess, apprehensive. Is it because things here are not as chipper as they might seem, or is there another reason you would be more than likely not willing to assist or are apprehensive about doing so?
We have engaged in moderate or small trade with Mogah before, with a select few individuals that we trust.
She kind of
But
looks to Cain, I imagine, when he says that, or they say that.
yeah.
Mm.
But unfortunately, the situation to the north of Mogah has made things difficult to trade.
The north of Mogah, they said. Are you referring to Qual?
Yeah. The route that we would normally take, trade,
She nods.
is currently festered with monsters.
If I recall, Fari on the call said something about that, and that they were dealing with a lot of stuff up north. I don't think, let me check, I don't think I wrote it down if there was anything specific, but I think that they said there was bandits and that there were monsters. That she might have mentioned. I don't know if they're related, but still. Okay.
Sharptooth will continue by saying, once we can confirm that the route to Mogah for trade is secure, we would be willing to help only those we deem worthy of benefit.
She kind of notes that. And how many would you say in the town are worthy?
I wouldn't quantify with how many, but rather who.
She nods. She's gonna. Yeah, she's curious. This individual that Phelps mentioned earlier, the one that she said might be the one that had spread rumors about your people, we'll say. Dale, I believe their name was. What do you know of them?
No, I do not.
You do not know anything of them. She'd say.
I might have heard of them in passing, or met them in otherwise passing, but no.
So Sharptooth doesn't know them well either. Interesting. For them to be like the shipwright or harbor master, maybe they've kept their head down. She's kind of. I'm sorry, I'm not saying this out loud. I'm thinking this in my head. She will, noting that, say, "What about Breeze, the guard captain? I believe they're the acting leader in the town at the moment."
I'm familiar with Breeze.
What of him?
I think he's of good stock. brave, willing to work with others.
It sounds like there's a but at the end of that, though. Or am I mistaken?
I'm not sure how to put it, but it's just something missing from his instruction to his people.
Missing how? She's a little bit like, I think it'd be a little bit hard to not tell that she's definitely getting a bit more interested at that. So she's kind of leaning in like, what do you mean a few things missing?
I think he lacks the ability to discipline his soldiers properly.
In my head, I'm just imagining the the dude that went screaming into the forest.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You don't say. Well, I would not disagree with that assessment. I wonder, though. It might be due to the fact that they're so short-staffed. Apparently, they only have a handful of guards. A bunch of the others went missing. Would you happen to know what happened to them? I believe they said they sent them up north, but they haven't heard word from them.
I believe some of the scouts that were with Cain had discovered some bodies.
You mentioned that you didn't know where those scouts went either. You only found Cain. At least from what I recall, unless I'm mistaken on that.
Braining.
I remember them saying that like they found Cain, but they didn't know where the other scouts were. I know they said they found like signs of a struggle, of course, and I think Cain kind of acted as a decoy. But unless I'm mistaken, no scouts came back to the town. We went out to see what happened. So
yeah,
whoever and we know that there wasn't enough bodies to supplement the amount of people that went. So there are missing people that seem unaccounted for.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like I'm going through in my head. Like, wait, okay, we didn't have anyone that came back. Yeah, so I don't know the number though, but I do know that there are some people that are unaccounted for. I'm not counting the guy that came with us. That's not really the ones I'm referring to here.
Yep. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I was just wanting to make sure I wasn't incorrect about my assertion, because otherwise I wouldn't have said that way. So,
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, she would continue then with the question, saying that did you you said you didn't find them. What exactly do you know? Any place they might have went? Do you know if they're dead? I find it odd that we never ran in. We found some stragglers, or I should say, we found around 3 individuals that were dead, one of them on the last leg, which Homie put out of their misery. But there were more. Cain even told us of that.
I will check with my hunters.
She nods.
And see if there's anyone that possibly knows anything, any secret hideouts in the area.
Fiona thanks. I find it odd that they wouldn't come back to the town, though. Cain acted as a decoy, from what I understand, to keep them relatively safe. Don't you find it odd?
Perhaps there's somewhere they're going, hiding.
Maybe.
Away from the town.
Breeze seemed worried about them. Well, Cain, of course, but his soldiers as well. I would be lying if I said that I found the consortium soldiers as trustworthy as certain individuals. I'm not. And she will kind of chew on her words a bit. I would not presume to say that Breeze has any ill will of sorts. As you said, you believe he's of good stock. However, as you also said, you believe he has not had a proper disciplining of his soldiers. I wonder how many of them will say their wandering eyes and minds might have led them towards more fiery types of mind states.
It is a good point.
She kind of thinks. Does she want? No, if she wants to ask for help from them, she probably shouldn't bury the lead too much with certain things. I believe it could be helpful for both you and your more trusted individuals in the town if you had more of a firm presence there. Wouldn't you agree? I understand you might not trust all of the individuals in town, as I do not them. However, it helps to have hunters around in areas, potential warnings of certain things that might happen in the future. Or if some people end up being found, you could be the ones that potentially present them to the village.
I see the benefit there. I'll consider it.
Well, in any case, we did clear out the BOS-infected Dorga. Hopefully those are the only BOS-infected creatures, and based on what we found in one of their stomachs, it seems like there was some infected material, meat, specifically placed. I wonder. She kind of thinks about something. When your hunters found Cain, did you get into a squabble with the Dorga, or did you simply grab Cain and leave?
Let me see.
Because I just noticed something, and I'm curious. It'll depend on what they answer, but...
I have to see. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're fine. Take your time. However... oh man, I wanna ask, but like... I don't know if Magellan's in the room.
I think you set me away.
Yeah, I think I did. So it's just Marliana. Homie, I might be back now, actually. Probably after he buried the beast parts outside of town. It's fine. I think I remember for the most part what happened, but what we found, but what I basically am curious about, we found some pristine looking Alto equipment, which is what kind of tipped us off that, oh, maybe Cain got picked up by the Alto. I was curious about that. I just had a thought. If they didn't fight the Dorga, really, why were there like relatively pristine Alto equipment found?
Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm still reading.
That's fine. No, take your time. I'm just making sure in my notes. Yeah, there we go. Yep, okay. We did find the Alto equipment. I think we even have some of it with us. Yeah, we brought it with us because we were like, oh, hey, we should probably return this to them. If I have that on hand, I would pull out, like, the Alto spear and stuff like that. I know Magellan has one of them, the long spear, because we were gonna have him turn it to a blast armament. But yeah, outside of that, I guess a couple of alto spears, tomahawk. Let me check this real quick. Yep. Alto stuff.
I can't find the thing that I was looking.
Did you see the message I sent you?
Give me one. You might be right. Give me one.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. Marliana, no, I don't need that pulled up. I can spell words.
Yes, it is in there. Okay,
Alright.
I found it. You can click on me.
Oh yeah, yep, this is it, yep. Right. I was just making sure, because I was like, I think I know what might be, or where it might be, if that was something that was like wrote down or something, so. A little behind the scenes stuff. I don't need this chapter open anymore. Oh, I need to fix my health. 35.
I also need to fix my health.
That's fine. I figured we weren't going to get into a fight today, so.
Yeah.
I only worried about, like, my skills and stuff.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure that out later too.
Yeah, it's fine. Man, I love the screen tearing. It's so fun. I don't know why OBS does this so much. We don't, and I do not need to not forget. Holy shit, my words. What is this, tooltips? What does it do?
Okay. Sharptooth will respond now. Sharptooth will say that they did not, they themselves, the Lalel, did not confront the Dorga.
So their hunters did not confront the Dorga.
That is correct.
All right, I'm going to then give them the. I'm gonna like fish around because we probably have it to the side right now, and say like, wait one moment, and I'm gonna go and get the stuff. And I remember it was like in good condition, alto-looking gear. And I'm going to give them the spears and the tomahawks that we found, and say, "Is this not your equipment then?"
Sharptooth will look at it and they will say, this does appear to be our equipment.
But you didn't find the Dorga.
No.
Have you had any thefts lately?
Sharptooth will, for a moment and say, I will check with my people. I would hope not. It would be hopefully quite hard to get into this location.
Right.
Town. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. She'll note that and just say, well, you can... That's alright. Well, here is your equipment back, I guess. But we did find this pretty much exactly where the where the where the consortium control guard people were, along with where we thought Cain was. But if Cain wasn't picked up from there, this was where they ran away to. And you said you didn't attack any of the or you didn't fight any of the Dorga. I would wonder how your equipment ended up here. Can I...
Sharptooth.
Huh? Sorry. I was gonna say, can I roll a spiritual insight on that, a mood?
Yeah.
I want to know if they're... I want to know if this is like, they got caught in a little fib, or if they legitimately don't know what I'm talking about. Like, they're just kind of like... Let's say it's like almost sort of one. That's an unnatural 20.
Sharptooth definitely appears disturbed.
Okay, so
and
they are...
quite angry.
Ooh. At us, or in general, kind of?
In general, Sharptooth is examining the equipment for damages and for markings that signify that it was created by someone from Lalel. They appear to be very, very angry, and
I will ask, is something a matter,
yeah.
Chief Sharptooth?
No. Thank you for finding this. I appreciate it. I have some folks to be talking to.
She'll just nod. Well, if you can, I should say, well, we'll probably be staying here for the night, if that is all it is. In the morning, I imagine we'll probably try to head back to the town. If two of our members are well rotten up to. Otherwise, we'd probably stay here for another day.
Alright, that's fine.
Well, you know where we'll be, I'm sure. She'll nod, and she will leave them to tend to Cain and deliberate on whatever they're angry at.
Yep.
She'll go find Magellan and Homie, pull Marliana from Silvertail, I almost said Sharptooth, from Silvertail, and Gathor, and say, alright everyone, let's retire for the night. Marliana, Homie, you'll be staying in Magellan. Where will they be staying?
By then, I suppose Magellan would have found lodging and be like, yeah, we're staying at this place.
Jenna. And these two, the injured ones, they'll be staying at the medical area. I guess we're in it, so Magellan, show them to the tent that they'll be staying in.
Right away. He'll like show them the way.
And then she'll say, "We'll wait here once you're done with that, and we'll head to where we're sleeping, and we'll take a snooze for a bit, for the night."
Sounds like a plan.
So she'll just wait for Magellan to show them to where they're going, and then once Magellan's back, she'll follow Magellan to where they're sleeping and take a long rest.
Right. Magellan, when you show Homie and Marliana to the tent, the Lizardkin will be there when you enter. The same Lizardkin that said that they would take care of your friends. And when you come in and Homie and Marliana follow you, the Lizardkin will look at them and will just say, "You know, that one isn't a dog.
I said he was a dog,
Basically a
man.
fish."
Well, okay, we're getting to semantics, and that's not my battleground, so let's not.
You know, every species has a name, right?
Look, okay, it's been a while. Sorry. It's been.
Don't cough in the hospital.
Oh, my fault, my fault. I was a cough outside of a hospital. Anyways, it's been a long day and night, and day and night, and day and night. I am not fully in my mental capacity. However, I do realize that they have names. Marliana and Homie. That's good enough, right?
Sure, sure. Alright, you two get comfy and I'll get you everything you need. And you get out of here before you start coughing more.
All right, all right, all right.
No, get out! This is a hospital!
Oh no, he's got BOS.
Oh no, not me too.
Quarantine.
You just hear the person in the back of the tent that was moaning before just go,
I'm sure they're doing
Give
alright.
this man an amputation.
I can still train while I rest, right? I'm doing something.
I went and checked. No, the answer is no to that.
No, Marliana, you must be comfy in bed. You must be tucked in and comfy
So-
wumpy and drinking a margarita.
I read what it says about it, and it's should an injured individual also decide to full rest. So it's a full rest is what the term is. You cannot be doing an activity that is considered heavy or vigorous, which is fighting, actively moving around the local area, or otherwise an activity considered heavy or vigorous activity. Training does fall into that. I'm just checking to see if what your smithing stuff is considered a heavy activity. I'd imagine it is.
I would say it is.
Yeah, it is.
I get winded folding my laundry.
Yep. No thanks, no rest, please. Outside of that, a reading's not a vigorous activity. Or it's at least not considered one. What other things? I'm trying to check. Scale shaping is, yeah, vigorous. Yeah, I think you might be, SOL here, unfortunately. Unless you want to, let me see. Recovery. So, you'll still get a recovery. It's just slow, I believe. You don't get the full rest stuff, is what that means. They're staying at an establishment, so there's no check that needs to be made. It's just whatever the thing is. Yeah, they just get like the regular recovery. Plus whatever the, area they're in. Plus whatever the medical area is. I need a book then. Someone find me a book. Read the one thing that Sarah gave you.
You have a book.
I mean, you'll read it really quick, but you
How
only
do
need
you
to rest
know?
for like a day, so you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. You did read it.
Oh, well, count the tails you see that pass by. I don't know. I guess I could try and find you a book. You said hell no. Let me. I'll find you a book in the morning. Just go to sleep.
The Lizardkin will see how Marliana is just very restless, and will say, "Do you need help resting? Perhaps I can hit you over the head with a pen, but I don't think that would help your situation. I have things that I can give, like tranquilizers, to put you to sleep if you like." But I'm not sure I would recommend it for,
Good thing Sarsha's not there, because she would be saying, "Yep, give her that." She'll be fine. She can take it.
It's also fine if you partake in general conversation with your friend. Also, what are those? As the Lizardkin observes Homie's boots.
Homie is his shoes, his giant boots, his what is it, his fucking
Yeah.
his Sora-esque boots he's got.
Yeah.
Oh, homie. Oh, homie might literally be taking snooze. That or he stepped away because I heard someone call for him. That's okay.
I would assume that Homie would be like, "Oh yeah, I can walk on air with these. It's really cool," and would just like try to do something wild, like walk on the ceiling. And the Lizardkin would be like, "No, no, 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 absolutely not.
The two
That's in the
worst
hospital.
people
Take
to go
those
to the
off
hospital
immediately."
right now. Oh my god.
Huh?
No, I just said the two worst people to go to the hospital.
Because they're there because they love combat so much.
Yeah, I know.
Well, as soon as you put those away, I can provide you with some medical books if you're interested in learning. Care for a book about anatomy of the races? And Lizardkin will hand Marliana a book about anatomies of different races and the basic important parts of each race's anatomy. I said the same thing 3 times.
Nah, that's fine. I read anything. Anatomy is cool. I can learn weaknesses. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah. Get her with the tranquilizer too, just in case.
Need more morphine.
More morphine.
Hit me up, dog. Alright. The Lizardkin will also hand Homie a book. The book that they hand Homie will be the best surgery. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
The best surgery, oh god, what's the word? Tactics.
That's better than what I was
And the
thinking.
different types of surgeries.
I thought they were gonna give him a coloring book.
They don't have any coloring books.
You know how he likes to paint.
Don't. No. No more knives. No more blood painting, okay?
His
We're
favorite
done
color
with
is
that.
brown.
We're also not drawing any summoning circles in the hospital. Or writing any fun messages.
I mean, it's not a summoning circle if it doesn't work. Just saying.
Well, botch summonings aren't exactly good things either.
True.
Alright. Marliana and Homie are reading it up and resting comfy in their blankets, snug as a bug.
Yep, and then we will retire to our area of sleep.
Yep.
Take a good old snooze. And wake up with no issues happening at all around us, of course. Nothing bad will happen.
No. You wake up. You stayed overnight in a small tent, with some basic blankets. And if you want water, there's a well in the center part of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And
You good? Uh-oh. Oh, that's what happened.
so
I
seems to
see.
be
Alright, we're back.
yeah. Oh.
I DC'd for a second. It's alright.
Oh no. What's the last thing you heard?
You were describing what we saw when we woke up, and I heard the first sentence, and then that's when I cut out.
Okay. So you woke up in a small tent with some basic blankets, and if there's a need for water, there's a well in the center.
Mm-hmm.
You smell some food in the air as folks have gotten up with the rise of the sun and have begun making breakfast.
So what type of food?
Mostly meats, but there's also vegetables and spices in the mix.
They got bread?
Barbecue.
Bread?
Bread.
I don't think they would have much bread.
What about
That's
barbecue?
crazy.
What about barbecued meats?
There would be meat with seasoning, but it's usually not a sauce. It's usually a dry rub.
Look, that's okay. Barbecue doesn't have to be barbecue sauce, alright? It can be dry rub. I just want
Cool.
grilled meat.
Yes, there's plenty of that.
Sarsha's happy.
There's no bread? That's crazy.
You're in a hospital bed reading a book about the best surgery methods.
What?
Yeah, you're as was described. That is what's currently happening.
So basically, you and Marliana were in the were brought over to one of the hospital tents to rest, and the attending doctor for you both has noticed that you were bored, and provided you both with reading material. And the only reading material available was books about medical stuff. So they handed you each a different book.
Even if I ask him for porn, like a porno.
I don't think the doctor's office normally has that on hand.
I like look at him. I like do like a little wink, wink, like I could magically appear out of nowhere,
The little nurse
Lizardkin is probably this close to whacking you on the head with a book.
You
A
have
kid?
you have permission. You have Starship's permission
Who's
to
hitting me?
whack Homie on the head if he's acting up.
Unfortunately, this doctor has made a vow to help, not harm,
This would
and
be
will not
helping.
do so.
This would be helping, I assure you.
Well, helping me.
Yeah, it would be. Alright.
You will not receive any such thing. In fact, the Lizardkin would probably say, if you're that horny, just go find someone, alright?
I can
Now here's your book.
Are you telling me I'll bring them here?
Absolutely not. This is a hospital. How many times do I have to say?
I'm just trying to find out the implications of that sentence.
All I'm saying, the frying pan would help the situation.
Hey, Doc, that screaming's hurting my ears. Hurt, not help, right? Or help what? wait.
Hurt, not help, right? Exactly. Smack him.
My lawyer!
Give this doctor a frying pan.
It's the meds, I swear.
Homie about to sue this town for medical malpractice.
In your defense, Your Honor, he was asking for it. I guess we'll go see the children once we're up and make sure that they're not doing anything destructive in the area we left them. I'll also probably
Gathor
wanna
will
have,
be asleep.
That's okay. We'll come back and get Gathor. We know how she is in the mornings. I want to take Felt with us if Felt's up.
Yes, Felt is up.
I want to take Felt with us and have her do a once-over of all of their conditions to see how long she thinks they might need to rest until they might need to be good. I figure it's going to be like at least just this day and they should be good afterwards. Because once I have a confirmation on that, that's going to tell me what I'm going to go meet Sharptooth about in a moment.
Felt is going to do her once-over once you both enter the tent. The Lizardkin that's attending to both of them will say, "Oh, thank God you're here. You need to do something about this one." And he points to Homie.
Her eyebrows go up and then immediately sink down when he points over at Homie. Homie, what are you doing?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
What did he do? She looks over.
Marliana says, he requested a naughty book.
A naughty book? She's like questioning. And she looks over. You requested porn?
Is that bad?
In the medical area, yeah. Why did you ask for that?
You know, I was for entertainment. I was bored.
You're in a medical wing, supposed to be resting, not jerking it. She'll walk over and like, she'll pick up a book and just smack you in the back of the head.
Listen, first, what if they take the blue pill and like the 4 hours more, right? Like, isn't that like a way to help? Or I'm not a doctor.
Talking about?
She just is staring at you right now, like, she's just waiting for you to finish whatever bullshit excuse you're about to say.
You know what? This is all I'm hearing is this is not a hospital to help ED, and honestly, I think ED should be more recognized and helped around here. All right, that's what I'm saying.
She just
Is
massaging
Homie's diagnosing himself with erectile dysfunction?
Yeah, he is. She's just massaging her temple right now.
I'm just.
ED, I don't think porn's gonna help.
Maybe if I had ED, I wouldn't come here now.
No,
I know where not to go.
you have other issues that are far more concerning than that at the moment.
It's dysfunctional, but this is the type of dysfunction we're talking about.
Feld, could you check their condition out and see how long they'll need to rest?
I want you to know that Felt is giving Homie the bombastic side eye right now.
I see someone
Um,
doesn't like people with ED.
She smacks you in the head with a book again.
and with that, Felt is going to focus her
Attention.
efforts on Marliana.
I imagine. You know what? I think let me check if I have a medical, because if I do, I will do it.
Oh, God.
These are grounds to sue.
Jesus Christ.
What happened? What was the roll? An 8?
She
She's
rolled an
probably
8.
got a good medical, though. Probably, like, I'd be surprised if she didn't have double burst in it.
She does.
Yeah, like, it's not that
She
bad.
has a +7.
Yeah, like, that's okay. That's a 15. I'm worried about me, because I think I only have singular burst when I use a medical kit. Well, that was almost a 2. So, that's alright. It's a 12 plus... let me check, but I'm gonna assume it's probably only gonna be, like, a 15. What does medical use? Astuteness?
Let me
Yeah.
check.
Never mind. I was...
Medical uses...
Yeah, it's astuteness.
Astuteness, yeah.
I have... So I'm gonna pull out... if there's a medical kit or medical instruments nearby, I will use those, and I will kind of quickly go over to Homie, kind of push his head down on the pillow so I can actually, like, do my work in peace without him, like, constantly moving so much, and just say, stop, don't move too much. She's gonna monitor, like... Basically, she's gonna monitor his vents, because she knows that's where the damage is, like his spiritual vents, like his pressure points around his body, his chest, his abdomen, his arms.
Checking on my vents? Take them out to dinner first.
She's going to, like... She just dangles her tail above your head like she's going to smack you and just says, Qualius. 14.
Alright. You're both able to discern Marliana is now fine.
Good.
Homie needs one more day.
Would it be one more day if he stayed here the entire day? Or would it be, and if he didn't, would it be 2 days? Because it would just be like one recovery rate day without it.
You think that he'd probably be fine around...
I imagine unless he's doing something like super vigorous, right? He'd be...
Yeah. He'd probably be okay around 8 p.m.
Okay. If he stays here, or if he goes around and walks around, too.
If he stays here.
Okay, so we need to stay here. All right. That's fine. I think that's fine. She'll kind of take some of the instruments off, and she'll sit back and just kind of say, "Alright, homie, it looks like your condition is getting better, but you're going to need to rest for the most of the rest of this day."
No, please, take me with you.
We're not going anywhere. At least we're not going back back to Mogah yet, until everyone's ready. That being said, there's still a couple of things we need to figure out first. You should look over, stop making trouble for the nice medicine man, and be on your somewhat good behavior. We'll come back and get you. We'll get you some food. Is there any type of barbecue or anything you'd like? Meats, grilled meat, or something?
I want a sandwich.
I'll see what I can do. She looks over at the doctor. Would it be alright if he'd eaten? If he's able to eat in here?
Absolutely.
She nods. Thank you. And she'll walk over, and I'll take 2 gold off of my thing. She'll give him 2 gold extra for the extra assistance. he is
Don't
providing.
let them know you have ransom money. They're gonna threaten me with the potassium syringe.
3 gold.
What?
3 gold.
Sorry, what?
She's gonna give him 3 gold.
The potassium syringe. You know?
Oh wait, hold on a minute.
I stand
Don't
corrected.
you know that's the number one way nurses get away with killing patients is extra potassium.
Huh.
That's crazy, bro.
3 gold. Is what I mean to say. Not 2 gold. 3 gold.
I like murder mysteries.
You. I like to think that homie's mumbling in the background, like
Yeah.
potassium syringe.
That's why
Mysteries.
it would have been the 2 gold, and as
Um,
he started murmuring, she would have added an extra gold.
The doctor accepts it, and God doesn't say anything else.
Yeah.
I see. So he accepts brides. That's where I went wrong.
Is he alright?
No, he's not.
Really well.
He is not alright.
This is crazy.
He is definitely not alright. But that is alright. We're still dealing with that fact. She kind of looks over at him. In 2 ways. Yes, we'll be by later to give him some food. So you will not need to worry about
Is
that.
it gonna be kibble?
Honestly, with the way he's acting, that would probably be for the best, wouldn't it?
At least make it delicious, kibble.
She'll just go back and say, please make sure he doesn't get any more special than he currently is.
I'll give him.
Also,
I'll give him a book about anatomy.
feel free to use a tranquilizer on him if you'd like.
Now we're talking, Doc.
She's whispering this. Feel free to use a tranquilizer on him if you'd like.
Oh my God, not the tranquilizer.
And yeah, she'll say it. She'll turn around and say, alright, we need to take a stop real quick before we go get food, but I need to stop by where Sharptooth is. She'll look over, is there a chieftain's tent, within this area? Or can you point me to that direction?
Yes.
She's asking the doctor that.
Yes, there is.
She'll nod. And she will, I guess, once he tells her where she needs to go, she will go that way with the group.
Yep. I need some water.
Yep, go ahead and grab some real quick. I'm also switching us from our general music to the alto area music. That's the battle theme. Let me not get that. Alto music is somewhere. Oh, wait, that's the ambience for it, so. The potassium. I'm curious. I'm looking this up. Well,
that's an actual thing.
Potassium shots, you said? Potassium shots.
Potassium overdose.
So I should look up potassium. Oh wait, here it is. Medication used to treat and prevent low blood potassium. Oh, potassium chloride. So potassium overdose, you said.
Yeah.
If hypercalmia comes on suddenly, and you have a very high level of potassium, you may feel heart palpitations, shortness of breath, chest pain, nausea, or vomiting. Sudden or severe hypercalmia is life-threatening condition, or is a life-threatening condition. Let's look up potassium overdose and nurses. Monitor. I'm not exactly seeing. Wait. I'm not exactly seeing it. I see a case where a person Patient dies after being given 10 times the prescribed amount of potassium. Wow. I mean, I'm not seeing exactly this coming up a lot. Nurses.
Oh fuck! It's one of the goddamn New York Times wanting me to create an account. No, we're not.
With potassium. Orville Lynn Majors? Is that it? Orville Lynn Majors. April, licensed practitioner, nurse, serial killer. Who was convicted of murdering patients. Let's see. In Clinton, Indiana, though he was tried for only 7 of the murders, tried for only 7 murders and convicted of 6, is believed to have caused a bunch of these things. Death occurred, I'm trying to see, like, what he did. Like, how did he kill these people? No, I should probably stop saying that. YouTube gets upset. I don't fucking care. Potassium overdose, sudden heart attack. Yeah, looks like the main way he did it was through potassium. I'm just not seeing, like, this being a super common thing, though.
I mean, it's not gonna be so. There's Orville, there's the woman, the Italian nurse who poisoned, quote, people with potassium overdoses.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a hidden way nurses can get away with harming patients, and you know it's not. It's like killing with ice. Like the evidence
It's
is
hard
there
to
due to
trace because of the fact that it's such a common thing. Yeah, I see what you mean, though.
like it's crazy, but nurses have so much ways to kill where it can just look like
an accident.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's potassium overdose. There's literally injection of air. Like a small air bubble.
I know that. That's what is that, hyperbia or something?
I think hyperplasia.
Hyperplasia, that's it. Yeah.
You need at least like 10 cc's of air, and if it gets to the heart, you immediately go to cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest, yeah. I've heard of that one.
That's not hyperplasia.
We are not giving advice on what you should do to someone you don't like. I should clarify. This is not medical advice.
Air embolism is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I need to buy an air pump now? No. This is not medical advice.
That's what, bruh. You understand, like, when I had to learn how to give injections, because at one point my mother had this medication where I had to, like, put the medicine in the syringe and then inject it like into, like, a thick part of the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to do that. So I'm technically certified to, like, give injections because I went through that. But it's still scary. I'm not registered. I'm not registered.
Yeah, you're not registered, but
nurse.
you're trained. You could say you're trained to give injections.
I'm an unregistered nurse. Makes you just sound like I'm illegal.
Yeah, the same.
I'm illegally practicing nursing.
That's alright. Look, this is why I have practiced how to use my own EpiPen on me in case ever something happens, because even though the instructions are very simple, I'm gonna be honest, I don't expect most people to know what they do if that were to ever happen.
I could administer it.
They'd be like jabbing me in the leg and they haven't removed the top part, so it's just clicking constantly and not actually going in.
Boy, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to stab myself in the thigh with that thing. With enough force to actually do it.
It's not that bad, I
Is-
swear. Yeah, it's actually
Isn't
not
it-
that. Like, it's not super difficult, but it's also one of those things I could see a lot of people kind of like flubbing in the moment. One, just because of the fact that like you're probably in a dire situation with somebody if that happens. Two, and and that like can make you like freak out. But two, it's like I don't know, just most people aren't thinking about how do I stick myself in the leg with a EpiPen or like a shot. Anyway, not medical advice, everyone. Back to the
Anyway.
session. Yeah.
Anyway, I've gotten my water.
Yeah.
Alright. So homie, would you like to read any particular book other than the anatomy book, or will you just stick with the anatomy book?
Oh, I have options. I mean,
You've been handed the anatomy book. If you want, you can get up and peruse the rest of the books that are in the library, but you're probably gonna catch the attention of the doctor if you do that.
anatomy of whom? Because there's so many types of like.
I think it was like a bunch of different creatures.
Yeah, it was the same book that Marliana was reading. It's the basic anatomy of a bunch of different creature species.
I'm actually curious if they have anything on Gale Tales in that, but I'm not there.
Oh, sure. I'll read the anatomy book and hone my dismemberment skills.
Very good.
I know how to carve humans and other various animals or animal-like subspecies.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
That's a loud silence.
I'm better than that guy for this.
Alright.
Sharptooth's
So
tent.
you're going to the chieftain's tent?
Yep, Sharptooth's chieftain tent.
Alright.
Do we see? Oh, I guess I'd be like looking, cause I didn't. If we didn't see them with Marliana earlier, is Silvertail around?
Silvertail is not around.
All right, that's fine. I was just curious if cause they were hitting it off. I didn't know if they would come and check on them or talk to them about something. But either way, to a Sharptooth, please.
Alright. Sharptooth's tent is centrally located, more so than it could be. It's also very well decorated, and the tent is open. It's not closed right now, so it's open and you can enter freely.
Okay. Are there guards or anything?
And yeah, there are some guards. There are two. They see you, and they will when they see you, they will ask why you're here to see Sharptooth.
She will say their name. Well, her name should say. Yeah, she introduced herself as Starsha already, so she'll say it's Starsha, of the Echoes of Stardust team from the guild. We just want to meet with Sharptooth for a moment. We want to talk with him about particularly the Mogah situation, and also an update of our current situation as well while we're at the town. That's it. That's all she'll say.
The guards will let you in. and one of them will accompany you, while one stays outside.
Okay.
So when you come in, uh, as the outside is decorated, the inside is very um, similarly decorated. There are a lot of ornaments and a lot of skins or furs of different beasts. There are no heads that are displayed as trophies, but there are various pelts that are available and various armors that are displayed as well.
Hmm.
And inside, Silvertail is talking with the chieftain, and when they see you approach with the guard, Sharptooth will say, "At ease," to the guard, and the
Hmm.
guard will go back to their station.
Starsha will kind of, not like knowingly, but kind of just slightly follow them just before as they leave, and then look back to Sharptooth and Silvertail and say, "Morning."
Good morning. Um, Silvertail will greet you.
She'll nod to them. Sharptooth, we had a few. I wanted to update you on our situation, as well as ask you about the Mogah situation again.
Understood. I also have something I'd like to talk with you about Mogah.
She kind of raises an eyebrow to that, but she'll first say, firstly, one of our members is still a little bit under the weather. They did something that slightly damaged some of their spiritual fence. They'll need to rest at least until, I'd say, later this evening. And I imagine that means we're probably not leaving the town at least until tomorrow. And of course, if there was anything that we could potentially help around with, or if there's anyone that needed assistance with something, we'd be open to and willing to try. That being said, of course, she kind of says, also, she just thought about something, or I just thought about something. I wanted to also, real quick, she'll bow her head and apologize. Give them kind of like a reminiscent of like an alto court, kind of like what they do. And I would like to apologize for bringing in that infected material last night. We will have it cleaned before it is brought back in the premises, I assure you.
Sharptooth will nod and say, I appreciate your apology and accept it.
She'll sit back up. And that leads to the last thing. She'll look over. The Mogah situation. Have you given much thought about the providing assistance?
I have. There is benefit to us assisting. Particularly, I would like to request the following things.
She'll look over.
Sorry, I read earlier that there was something. I would like to request that our assistance be used such that we do not meddle in the politics of the town itself.
With Mogah Town?
Yes.
So they're asking to... So they're saying they don't want to meddle, or they're saying they don't want to meddle with the politics of the town.
Yes.
Or they don't want
So,
the town's
by
politics to meddle with them. What do they mean? I guess she would ask for clarification.
By that I mean,
Yeah.
I would be willing to ensure that parties which have wronged us in some way, that be it possible theft or poisoning of monsters, are taken care of, but that we would not apprehend anyone who has not partaken in either of those events.
She is. Okay, so I'm retracing my steps from the night before. Sharptooth was when I presented the Alto stuff to them. They were a bit angry, right? And I asked if they had any
Yeah.
thefts that they knew about, but they said not at least they said not that they know of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask them because they just mentioned theft, right? And okay, she's gonna look up and say, "You mentioned theft. Did that mean that you had some new information from the night prior?"
Yes.
What happened?
I believe some of our weapon stores had a few weapons taken. That seems to be what the records indicate.
So those weapons that we found by the Dorgas or the Dorga and the Black Bears, that was not you that left them. Your people that left them there, wasn't?
No.
I mean, at the time they did seem like they were sincere about it, so I guess I don't really need to check if they're being as forthright. I'll assume that they're being as forthright as they were last night. She will think for a second. And she'll say, "So then who do you think left those materials there, the ones that stole from you?"
I am unfortunately not sure. Which is going to lead to my next request.
She's listening.
I would like to request that you take Silvertail with you. It will be Silvertail's responsibility to ensure that any assistance we provide is within the boundaries that we've set here. And it will also be Silvertail's responsibility to discover the origins of the thefts that we have encountered.
She will think, by the way that you're asking for Silvertail to be brought with us, and the presumption that we're going back to, and the fact that we're going back to Mogah, that would suggest that you believe someone from Mogah stole the materials you're in question, and placed them there.
Yes. Unfortunately, I can't reveal too many details, but there have been no reports of foul play
Officially,
in
I'm
this
sure.
village. Yes.
She'll nod.
However, yes. So, you can leave that discernment to Silvertail.
She looks over
But-
towards Silvertail.
Yes.
Oh, she's not saying that. She's
Silvertail
simply
will
yeah.
say, Silvertail will give you a thumbs up. Like a double thumbs up.
To kind of slowly drift back towards Sharptooth. Kind of keeping a straight face still. You ask us. You said that you do not want to get too involved with the politics of things. However, this does seem like an overtly, we'll say, adjacently political maneuver. If you suspect that there's
It
a
is.
theft. So it sounds like you're asking us to be very quiet on this matter rather than actually not be involved.
I wouldn't say that. I would only say that I would only request that Silvertail ensure that anyone who you meet that you suspect is involved with either the poisoning of the Dorga or the theft of our materials is confirmed to be directly involved with such things, and then we can intervene. However, until then, I would request that our people not take any direct action against individuals who have not been confirmed to have partaken in these.
I see. She got a sense back of it. You need a confirmation before you can do anything too overzealous, correct?
Yes.
She kinda thinks. I suppose that could be... I suppose that makes sense. Of course, on your side, I'm sure you don't want to stir the pot too much with the consortium being a part of them and all.
Correct. However, it is important for us to settle matters which are directly involved with us,
Of course.
whether that be monsters prowling the area or invasion of our practices or safety of our village.
She nods. It is understandable. I have a request, I guess you could say, of sorts. Or, no, not a correct request. If we were to do this for you, could we consider a favor in the future that we could potentially cash in with you?
Yes.
She nods. She will sit up, and she will kind of... yeah, she will sit up and look over to them. She'll walk over, and she will reach out her hand and say, "Then I believe that will be that will suffice for us."
The chief will take your hand.
She will nod. And she will let the hand go and say, "So, we are to locate whoever potentially stole the supplies and or tampered with the Dorga, something that we were probably going to do, at least the Dorga thing, already. Once we have an affirmation of who it is." She kind of thinks. You mentioned that you would take care of the situation. Would it not be a good idea for the guild to do it? After all, that means that, technically speaking, your people are not as involved, so to speak.
Yes.
She nods.
You're right.
Or is there more of a visceral justice you are looking for from your side of the fence?
I will be less concerned at this point with justice and more concerned about understanding the full situation.
She nods. Understood. In that case, we will treat this as if it is a request through the guild.
Thank you.
She nods. Well, she will just kind of nod to them and say, "It is a matter of deals and such. And unlike the consortium, I always make sure that my deals and my partners are, well, trustworthy, on both sides of the fence." And she will turn and say, "Now then, Silvertail."
Yes.
She'll kind of look. "If you're going to be accompanying us, I believe that it's probably for the best that you get acquainted with everyone." And she will kind of motion them over to the rest of the group there. And she will introduce them, like, one at a time. Like, "This is Magellan. He is a bit... she'll say he's a bit more mature than the others in the party. Outside of... She thinks... She's just... At this moment, she just realized someone is missing. And she's like...
Yep.
Never mind. Anyway. They don't matter. Magellan, yes. Go ahead and introduce yourself."
Howdy, my name is Magellan. I'm a humble traveler amongst other travelers who get shit done.
It's nice to meet you. Your hat, like I said before, is really cool.
And I do appreciate it. Because honestly, it's shoddy craftsmanship because I made it myself, but it does the job.
She'll chuckle at that and just say, "Yes, well, Magellan is a... Magellan does have his share of initiative when he needs to."
Allegedly.
Next, this is Gathor. She will... Oh wait, Gathor's not here. Yeah, Gathor's at the... Yeah, I forgot. In that case, she'll say, Felt. She'll introduce the Felt next. "This is Felt. She's a newer member to our group. Healer, or mystic, I guess you could say."
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I like Starsha said, my name is Felt. I hope we can be good friends.
How does Silvertail seem to be when they greet them, I guess?
Silvertail will smile very happily and nod.
Alright. And then she'll say, oh yeah, Marliana is technically, unless Marliana stayed with Homie, because she didn't need to rest the full time. So.
No, I think Marliana's probably with you. She
Okay.
needs to be moving.
Then she will show Marliana to her, and she will say, "This is Marliana." Tinkering out. Okay, so Marliana, we'll assume she's just tinkering.
In the room.
Yeah, in the room. Okay.
Okay.
So that's fine. So she'll say that Marliana is another one of our members. They're very excitable. I'm sure you've already met them. The fish woman, the Marlis. She's saying this is Silvertail.
Sorry. Sorry, I was just playing.
No, it's alright.
That's awesome. I think I remember talking to her a little bit.
Yes, the excitable
about
Marlis.
some stuff. Yeah. Yes.
They have a little bit of a personal space problem, so just inform them if it's becoming a bit too much, and they should slightly back off if needed.
Okay.
That's also the one I mentioned about making the clothes for, potentially. And then she'll say, the other one is, and she kind of thinks, they're an oddball, I guess is the best way to put it. They don't particularly have decorum, I guess we would say. I would wager that they said that they grew up they grew up somewhat in a farm area in Gara, but I question that they were not one of the farm animals themselves. But that's besides the point. They mean well, in a weird way, but just if they act a bit weird, the name is Homie, by the way. But if they act a bit odd, don't feel bad about telling one of us or just hitting them in the back of the head with a book or something. It's alright. It builds their
Homie back
character.
at the fucking, back in his like hospital bed. It's just sneezing. Like, huh? Someone's talking shit about me.
And she's just like, but when you meet them, I'm sure they'll warm up to you quite well. They warmed up to Fel decently enough. And then there's, never mind. It doesn't matter. They don't, there's another straggler that every now and again pops in, but they don't really matter that much. Anyways. She'll turn over and she'll say, she'll look, so, we don't know that much about you, though. I guess that's not exactly true. You did tell us a lot on the way here. Skill shaper, hunter, etc.
Yep, that's all me. Like I said, I love making clothes. My weapons, they're okay, but my clothes are way better.
We do have monster parts that we've been wanting to get augmenting our gear with. That potentially something you think you could do decently, or potentially make some monster part type of weaponry?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Then I think you'll fit in quite well here. Marliana and you, I'm sure will get along. They've been practicing some smithing type of stuff.
Awesome. Can't wait to work with her.
She nods. Well then. Oh, right. I guess that means me as well. I didn't really say much about myself. You can call me Stasha. I'm a guardian. We'll say I organize a lot of the stuff we do. But that's about it.
All right. It seems like you do a lot of the negotiating too.
That tends to happen. She looks over at Magellan, since others are often tight-lipped.
What? What? What did I do?
Yes, that does tend to happen a lot. But I'd be more than willing to have someone more enthusiastic and honestly willing to take after me in that way. You do seem like it does seem like you like to talk, so could be useful in the future.
You know, I can't really tell if that's good or bad, but
It
I'm
was a
gonna say it's
compliment
good for
in this
now.
case. She looks over. It was a compliment in this case. Trust me, if I
Good.
found you annoying, I would say something. Or I would hit someone
Definitely. Oh no, I hope you don't hit me with a book ever.
Don't worry. I'd say you're at least fourth in the line before anything like that would happen. There's someone else that takes more priority sometimes. She's
Where do I rank?
Probably 3 or 4, maybe.
The hell did I do? Well,
Honestly,
hold
probably
on.
not on the list, to be fair. You haven't really done much to deserve the book hit.
Yeah.
And that's just like that, you're on number 4. Alright.
My favorite number.
But yeah, she'll look over. Alright, Sharptooth. We will give you information as we get it. Of course, I'm sure Karina will be... Oh, not Karina, sorry. I've heard that name before. I have not, I assume.
Yeah.
Silvertail would say, she would say, unless, though I imagine Silvertail would tell you, anything else that we don't tell you.
Yep. When the whole team is gathered and like officially introduced to Silvertail, we'll get them fully introduced.
I imagine that might be in a moment, because the next thing we were gonna do was grab food and then come back to make sure Gathor's awake, check on Homie,
Okay.
and then probably just... Oh, you know what? There is one thing she's gonna ask Sharptooth. Getting back, you mentioned that the way towards Mogah is not exactly safe. I imagine that could entail more monsters or potentially our thieves running into them. Is there any way that you could give us something that could get us there quicker?
We have a few carts, but
Any amounts?
if you damage it, no mounts.
She kinda thinks. Have I seen any like? Because I know that Marliana asked about Silvertail about it earlier. Is there was there any like large animals for riding I saw?
So any beasts
Or
that
would they
you
be
saw,
with people? Yeah.
yeah, they would be with people.
Did I see any stables that looked like they had like some type of mounts there at all?
You would see stables. Yeah, you would see a few, like one or two.
In that case, I would mention it. I saw some stables while we were walking around over here. Are those not potentially areas we could procure a mount?
Those are for personal mounts.
As I understand it, the Lalel here have a very close kinship with beast companions, correct?
Yes.
She thinks. Was it mechanical speaking, how does one learn to ride a mount? Practice. Like, I think it's just time. But, she would kind of think, well then, could we not potentially go through that process ourselves?
The chief will think. Let me see. The chief will look at you and say, I would only suggest the beast bond if you are quite serious about being with the beast. It changes your perception of the bonded that you choose, and such that you are forever aware of their presence. And it also grants you a few other things, but it is not something trivial.
She kind of thinks.
I
Understood.
may offer you a beast to pull a cart.
She would say, that would be enough then. Well, we need to speak to the stable, to one of the stables about that.
You would.
Understood, then we will do so shortly. Oh, and the guild does pride itself on, we'll say, having its members only exercise hunting and such in areas that are authorized to do so. I imagine that this area is not an area that we could openly just and widely hunt and such. Would we have your permission if necessary?
Yes.
She nods. Understood. Well then. Let us take our leave. She'll look at the rest of the team. We have a stop by the stables, the eatery. Oh, yeah, we should probably procure the stable thing first. We could do it technically after, but let us figure out our wagon. We'll mention that you have given us the affirmative on that Sharptooth. She nods to them as she's leaving.
Yes.
And she will say, I imagine Silvertail is coming with us as well.
Yeah, Silvertail will come with you.
Okay, so yeah. She will, yeah, I guess we'll go procure the stables after we get food, because everyone's been walking around. I think we should eat. I think everyone should get some food. So she'll ask actually Silvertail, is there any place that has any barbecue or grilled meat specifically in this area? I smelled something when I woke up.
Oh, absolutely. There's tons of places, but the best one is gonna be this. I'll show you.
Alright, she'll follow. Intently. Probably a bit more intently than she
Um,
has for a lot of things.
so I don't know how familiar you are with the meat where they stick it on a giant like upright spear and then they shave off parts in like a circular motion around the meat.
Yep, I know that.
Um, yeah. So
Went to a place recently that
they
did
have
that.
a giant one of those set up in somebody's yard outside their tent
Mm.
with some vegetables like potatoes and onions and some spices and maybe some carrots as well. Uh, and Silvertail will lead you to that particular tent and will say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And the villager and Silvertail will talk amicably, and you all will get to enjoy some food. But surrounding that, go ahead and roll me an awareness.
Man, I wish I rolled the 19. I was like Starsha trying to hold her composure, be like. An awareness, you said?
Does anybody else, or Magellan, would you like to roll an awareness too? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's
Sure, why
fine.
not?
That was all I was saying. I had rolled a 19 because I was like, Starsha at the sight of grilled meats is like trying not to salivate and fangirl out, but she's like, so I'm holding frame, all right. I'm not acting like a wild animal right
Well,
now. 19
Well,
as well in my awareness.
19. Alright. Magellan, you see this some folks are like, they see you as you're there, as they're passing by, and they're just kind of looking. Um, yeah, you seem to be garnering a little bit of attention, but, it seems relatively normal. Starsha, you notice that the same attention that Magellan is seeing,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually not focused on you all, it's focused on Silvertail.
Really? Huh. Is it okay? Is it like the attention we got when walking around certain areas of Mogah or Quad, or is it
Uh-huh.
like, oh, that's not. That's okay. Wait, that's kind of odd though. She's going to like shaking her head, getting out of her meat crazed drunken stupor, is going to like turn around and noticing this, kind of tap Silvertail on the shoulder and just say, Silvertail, you're local here, right?
Yeah, I live here.
Right. Mm, never mind. If you could just get a plate for everyone. Get me 3. And I'll catch up with you in a moment. I just need to check something.
yeah, she hungry.
The way you got closer to the microphone and said, "Get me 3," killed me. I like to imagine Starsha stands up on her tiptoes and like whispers into
Yeah, basically just whispers in your
Silvertail's
ear.
ear.
Like, get me 3. And, yeah. I'll be right back.
Very nice.
Uh, she's just gonna slink over as that's all happening. And she's just gonna pick anyone out of the crowd that seems slightly disconnected from the others. Like, not necessarily, like if there's like groups of different people around, she's gonna find one that might be by themselves or with just one other person.
Mm. You'll find someone who's by themselves. It's gonna be a lizardkin.
She's gonna kind of like, she's like kind of wandering back a bit and just kind of, psst, hey, you there. Gonna get their attention.
Hello?
Yes, you, Ossian. Why exactly are you looking at Silvertail that way?
Them? Mm.
She's kind of giving. I wouldn't lie. She's kind of giving him a little bit of a, not like a stink eye, but just kind of like a, why are you talking? What's that? Why are you giving her that look? Why are you giving them that bad look? Hmm? Like she's giving them a bit of the quizzical stare. Like,
Silvertail hasn't fully accepted their responsibility to this village.
She kind of raised an eyebrow to that. What do you mean by that?
I think you'll know better if you ask them, because they're certainly not going to be able to tell you anything except they messed up.
She's like actually kind of curious, like, what? Okay. I assume they just walk off.
Yeah.
That is a very odd reception. I was not expecting. Huh. I want to ask them, but I also don't. I could ask Sharptooth. Magellan. Star's just gonna come over to you and say, hey, keep an eye on Silvertail, and if someone starts anything, watch, but if they say anything too much, too rude to them, step in, please. I'll be right back. Tell Silvertail with the food. I'll meet them when you guys get back to the tent we're staying at. I won't be too long. I'm gonna slink back and walk to the main chieftain and tent again. Introduce if they don't recognize me again. Though I imagine I'm hard to like not spot out of the crowd here. And then if Sharptooth is there, ask them something.
Yep. Sorry, my alarm went off for 8 p.m.
Oh yeah, it's 8 p.m. Do you need to go feed the cat?
Yes, I do. I can try and finish this up really quick.
Okay. I think this is going to be the last thing anyway before we just kind of like accelerate to everyone eating, all the other stuff, introductions. So.
Yes.
Yep, she'll just ask. So yeah, she'll come in. I'll stop the fanfare and just say, Sharptooth, I have a question. Why Silvertail seems to be getting quite a unsavory ire from the people in this town. I thought she was I thought they were a member in our ship, a member of this Lalel tribe.
I'm sorry if you heard any of that background noise in my ear. I need to find the proper way to explain this, because it is complicated.
Oh boy.
Actually, I should be able to find the let me see. How do I spell that?
How do you spell what?
There we go. I got it.
Okay.
Do, do, do. I'm sorry, I need to make sure that I say this right.
That's all right.
Um,
That's perfectly fine. Huh, that's crazy. I got that so synced well. I should probably pull up my notes because I'm gonna need to write down what I'm told.
Alright, I think I have an idea of what I'm supposed to say, so I can go ahead and give a quick rundown.
Coolio.
So, Sharptooth will cast their eyes down and look back at you and say, my particular position as chieftain comes with another title that is called the Ahau. The
Hmm?
Ahau is a title bestowed upon warriors of great strength.
Did he just say a how?
Yes.
Ooh, I haven't. I heard about that one in my Remnant Tune stuff. That was the thing that the consortium said there can't be any more of. For like, I don't know if they specified a time. I think they just said that there can't be any more of when the consortium was formed.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Silvertail is next in line to take that over, but has not quite accepted the full responsibility of such a title.
Hmm. She kind of thinks. So, she kind of thinks back. I remember reading. I've read about the Alto Laltel, and the Ahau is something I've read a lot about in your culture. But I was under the understanding that the consortium all but banned that title from being passed down. Hmm. Are you suggesting that that's no longer the case? Or are you suggesting something a bit more, how would you put it, against the grain?
We do things how we believe they should be done here.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I have a I have a question. I want to ask. I'll lean in and say, could Silvertail, Sorry, I know their actual name.
No, it's fine.
Silvertail. Are they... You said that they're not taking this responsibility. You said that they're the next in line for it. Why do they not want this title? Or do they not know about it?
Silvertail is fully aware, but continues to run away.
Why is that?
I would love to be able to look into the mind of my people and understand what they're thinking. But unfortunately, I do not understand fully why Silvertail will not cooperate. I've attempted to talk to them multiple times, many times, and yet the answer always remains that they need to think about it.
Sarsha gets kind of quiet at that statement. And she'll kind of shift her feet a bit and say, if Silvertail doesn't want the title, could you not just pass it to another? Besides, knowing what I know about this title, it sounds like this could put them potentially in danger. It's a lot to ask of them, apropos of nothing, isn't it?
The chieftain will
I would say there's not like anger, but there's a little bit of kind of like there's a slight bit of accusatoriness in the way that's said.
yeah. So the chief will respond with, I'm sure you're aware of the common conception of royalty, such that one who is born into a position of power, set to inherit such position, has a duty to perform said position, knowing that they will receive benefits in teaching, education, training, and other lifestyle changes that they would not otherwise receive. They are afforded all of these things because they have that duty. If they do not perform the duty, then they have taken these resources and squandered them, so to speak.
I think I need to roll something. I think, yeah, I'll roll. Would you say it'd be a sanity or instinctual for this, for her to not, like, kind of snap
Instinctual.
back? Okay. Oh, one with lingering. Alright, so she's not gonna clap back as heavy as it would have been a second ago. She will take a deep breath. Her tail scales kind of unfurl. Her fur kind of like sparks for a second and then subsides. A little bit of something bellowing underneath the surface, but she will simmer it down before she speaks. I do not think it is fair to them to make that presumption. It is one thing to give them all of these opportunities and resources. It is another to not adequately explain the responsibilities that will come with all of those resources you've given them. I do not feel it is... Perhaps it is different among the Alto, though from what I read, I thought that your people embraced drive, the passion of one around the community. If that is not their drive, would it not be better suited for your community to embrace what drives them instead, and find another who is driven to be the Aha? Again, a responsibility, as we've made clear, if was loudly pronounced, could put a large target on their back in the consortium. She's kind of giving a... I would say she's keeping herself reserved, but there is a look that has not been on her face this entire time that is very stern and kind, not just accusatory now, very, like, poised, kind of, like, there's a little bit of aggression, I'd be lying. There's just, like, this poised, kind of reserved, like, thought, I guess you could say, towards, or intent towards the situation.
If Silvertail is able to prove that she can put her abilities to use in other places, I would be willing to consider such things. But so far, I haven't seen such ambition from them, aside from clothing.
That is something. I feel that, speaking out of turn here, well, I do not know much about Silvertail themselves, and much about your culture, outside of what I have read and experienced through osmosis. I would say that... I don't know if I'm gonna say that. That was gonna be a bit spicier than I intended it to come out, but...
Spicy!
Fuck it, we ball. She kinda, as she's saying that, I would think it would be... I would find it would be unfortunate if all the wondrous stories I've read of the community of the Alto Laltel, the combating they've done to make themselves and keep their culture and communities together in spite of the things the consortium has done historically, for them to do a similar measure towards one of their own to box them in to a way that they think they should be.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The chieftain doesn't say anything else, and...
I believe I have taken
Well...
too much of your time, she will nod to them, and then say,
Yep.
thank you for the conversation. I assure you, I will make sure that Silvertail is safe with us.
Thank you.
And she will take her leave, unless I say anything.
Nope.
She will return to the tent where all the others are. Kind of as she's walking, maybe thinking a bit about why... Because I think she realized there was a moment where she got more viscerally upset than she thought she would be. Or in general, thought at all. And... she's just thinking about some things, the Alto Laltel a little bit more, what she's read versus what she's seeing. and also a bit more about Karina, and I feel like she's thinking a lot more now that she kind of wants Karina to be more permanently with the group. I think she's having a thought about that now. And maybe some similarities, we'll say, between their situations, I guess. At least the idea about imposed responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, she'll just return back and act like none the wiser to anything.
Alright. I have a cupcake to feed.
Cupcake! Alright, are we calling it there?
Cupcake. Yep.
Alright. It
I'm
has...
sorry that today was shorter than normal.
No, that was a good short
look.
session. It feels like it has had a really good ending as well. Man, that is not how I saw that going. By the way, when I came into that pit, that is not at all how I thought that was gonna go. I got some stuff to write or think about with Starsha. I did not think I was gonna have as much kinship with Karina or Silvertail as I am here.
Oh yeah.
Alright, we will call it there, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next part. There will be a delay. There will not be a session next week. There will be maybe a session on the 10th, but not next week because that is show week, where I will be in an event most of the time. So I'll be really tired, and there's some other stuff that's happening that week. So yes, but alright. Don't forget to, what's the things people say? The like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. You know the jazz. Everyone knows the jazz already. We'll see you in the next part. Bye-bye.